Welcome to this week's episode of Topical English Vocabulary with me, Teacher Tiffany. In this week's episode, we are going to focus on the topic of online privacy. And you, as an English learner, need to know how to speak about this topic fluently and with confidence. So, I'm going to help you by giving you 5 new terms about this topic. Are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. Now, this is a topic that is very important, and the very first term is encryption. Good. Again, encryption. Excellent. Last time after me. Encryption. Excellent. So again, we're speaking about online privacy, but what does this term encryption actually mean? So this term encryption literally just refers to the process of converting information or data into a code to prevent unauthorized access. Once again, encryption refers to the process of converting information or data into a code to prevent unauthorized access. When you have a password, right? You want to make sure the computer is encrypting it so no one else can have access to your password. In English, we say encryption. Now, I'm going to give you 3 example scenarios when you can use this term. But before I give you these scenarios, I want to read one example sentence. Here's the example sentence. Encryption is crucial for protecting sensitive information transmitted over the internet. You see why I said this term is one of the most important terms you need to understand as you speak or learn how to speak about online privacy. Now, I want us to look at 3 specific scenarios. 3 scenarios when this term can actually be used. So the very first term is dealing with online banking. The very first scenario is online banking. Now, I'm sure you have a bank account and I'm sure you access it online, right? So when you log into your bank's website to check your account balance or to make transfers, encryption protects your financial information from hackers. Again, this term, encryption. Now, here's the second scenario when you can use this term. Messaging apps. Think about all the apps on your phone right now. Messaging apps are very useful. We all use them. For example, WhatsApp. Using WhatsApp to send private messages to your friends or your family members. In these situations, encryption ensures that only the intended recipient can read your messages. This is all because of encryption. And then what about this scenario? Again, when you can use the term encryption. Online shopping. I want you to think about your experience with online shopping. When you go online to shop, you normally have to enter your credit card details. Let's say, for example, when you use Amazon, right? I love Amazon. Or there are other shopping websites that you might like. When you do this, encryption keeps your payment information secure. No one else can access your number. Sometimes hackers get in, but in general, encryption keeps your payment information secure. That's why this is such an important term. So once again, encryption can be used in 3 different scenarios. For example, online banking. Secondly, messaging apps like WhatsApp. And finally, online shopping, like shopping on Amazon. You got it? So again, our first term again is encryption. You got it? Excellent. All right. We're speaking again about online privacy. Now, our second term is anonymity. Ooh, good. Again, anonymity. Excellent. Last time after me. Anonymity. Excellent. All right. We're still speaking about online privacy. So what does this term anonymity actually mean? This term anonymity just refers to the state of being not identifiable within a set of subjects, or the quality of being anonymous. You're not able to tell what it actually is, or it's kind of blending in, so you can't really identify what it is. In English, we say anonymity. You got it? All right, now I'm going to give you this example sentence that will help you even more. Here's the example sentence. Anonymity is often sought by individuals who wish to express their opinions without fear of repercussions. Hey, I don't want anyone to know that I'm the one that made this comment. Hey, please keep my name off the list. Please don't let anybody know that I'm the one who said this. In English, this is anonymity. You got it? Excellent. Now, as we're going on, remember, everything that I'm teaching you is actually sent out via email. There's an email that I send out from Sunday to Friday. That's right, every day from Sunday to Friday via the free daily English vocabulary email. 5 new terms every single day plus example sentences. So what you're learning today, if you'd like to get it via email, all you have to do is go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com. Again, www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com. So we have this term anonymity. Now we have to understand the different scenarios in which we can use this term. So I want you to think about this first scenario. I want you to think about being online and being a part of an online forum. An online forum where you might not know everyone. So online forums are a great place for you to practice anonymity. So you're participating in a discussion about mental health and you're using a username that is different from your real name. Why? Because you want to protect your privacy. You don't want anyone to know who you really are. You don't want them to connect the struggle with you. Why? Because of anonymity. You want to make sure, not because, but this is an example of anonymity. You're participating in a discussion without them knowing your real name. Makes sense, right? All right, here's the second example, the second scenario for anonymity. I want you to think about product reviews. Think about those products you really like and then those products you don't like. So for the product review category, writing an honest review about a restaurant or a service is good, but if you want to leave a bad review, sometimes it's better to not reveal your identity. That's what this is saying. For product reviews, writing an honest review about a restaurant or service without revealing your identity. It's up to you, but if you choose to not reveal your identity, you are practicing anonymity. Make sense? Yes. All right. Now here's the third scenario. Think about support groups. All right. Think about support groups. Again, we're speaking about scenarios where anonymity could be important. Joining an online support group, for example, can be for a personal issue, right? Where you don't want everyone to know who you are, but you need help processing your issue. So joining an online support group for a personal issue where members use nicknames to feel safe sharing their experiences, this is an example of anonymity. So again, in these 3 scenarios, online forums, product reviews, and support groups, you can see how this term anonymity is being represented. You got it? Excellent. All right. So we're still speaking about online privacy. And I want us now to go to this next term. The next term is data breach. Good. Again, data breach. Excellent. All right, data breach. Last time, data breach. Great job. All right, so what does this term data breach actually mean? Again, we're speaking about online privacy. So data breach, this term literally refers to an incident where unauthorized access to confidential data occurs, often leading to data theft or exposure. Again, it's where your information has been accessed. It's where your information is being accessed by other individuals of whom you don't know. Data breach. Make sense? Excellent. Now we're going to look at 3 scenarios, but I want to give you this example sentence. Here's the example sentence. The recent data breach exposed millions of users' personal information to hackers. You got it? The recent data breach, this recent occurrence of where the information was exposed and shown to other people. Now, there are 3 scenarios that we can focus on for this term, data breach. Here's the first scenario. The very first scenario is on a social media platform. Social media platform. So think about it like this. Imagine a website gets hacked and users' email addresses, including yours, and passwords are stolen, requiring everyone to change their passwords. This actually happened to me, I think maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. I got a message from a company that I use, and they said, hey, we're so sorry. Our site got hacked into. We're asking all of our clients and customers to update their passwords. Now, everything worked out fine, but because of the data breach, we had to change and update our passwords. Again, certain social media platforms, people want to try to hack them, and they might require you to update your password. You got it? Excellent. All right. What about a healthcare provider? Again, we're looking at different scenarios when this could actually occur. A healthcare provider. So in this scenario, a hospital's patient records are accessed by unauthorized persons, which will expose personal medical information. This would be a scenario that we could say, oh my goodness, there was a data breach. Somebody got access to a patient's records, their medical information. Data breach. You got it? Excellent. All right, and what about an online store? Again, different scenarios connected to this term. Online store. All right, so for the online store, I want you to imagine a retail website's customer database, right? They have a customer database, but it's been compromised, meaning that the shoppers' names, their credit card information, which should have been encrypted, you got that? Now it's exposed and other people can get their information. This is a data breach, and this would be the worst nightmare of any retail website owner, right? So we have data breach. Again, 3 scenarios: social media, healthcare provider, and an online store. Make sense? Excellent. All right, now let's go to our next term. Again, we're speaking still about online privacy. All right. Our next term is tracking. Good. Again, after me, tracking. Excellent. Now, last time after me, tracking. Excellent. All right. So we have this term tracking, and now we need to understand, what does it actually mean? So this term tracking just refers to the process of monitoring an individual's online behavior, often through cookies or other tracking technologies. Now, This term cookies is not referring to the cookies you eat. No, this is a term referring to technology and how they'll follow you as you're online, right? So tracking, the easiest way to understand this is when you go to a website, let's say you start at google.com. Then right after google.com, you go to yahoo.com. After yahoo.com, you go to another site. And it's tracking, it's following what you're doing. We say you are being tracked online, okay? Excellent. All right. Now, here's the example sentence using this term. Online tracking allows companies to gather data about user preferences and habits. What sites are you going to? You like to go to clothing sites. Okay, hey, this customer or this potential customer likes looking for shirts. So let's put shirt ads on his or her feed, right? Tracking, okay? So now that we understand what this term tracking actually means, when can you use this term? I want us to check out 3 specific scenarios that use this term or give us an example of how this term can be used. So here's the first example scenario, and I actually just mentioned one just like this a few moments ago. Online shopping, all right? Online shopping. Again, an example scenario for this term. Online shopping. So think about websites showing you advertisements for products you recently viewed on other websites. Just like I mentioned with the shirts, right? The same idea. And then we have social media as well as an example scenario. So when it comes to social media and tracking, think about Facebook. Facebook has a tendency to suggest friends based on places you visited or people you've interacted with. Like, oh, I saw that she interacted with John, Sarah, and Sally. Okay, let's suggest this friend. That's because Facebook is tracking what we are doing. And then the last one, the last scenario for tracking would be email marketing. All right, email marketing. Now, I want you to think about it like this. For email marketing, companies usually know, I'll show you right here. Companies know when and if you opened their promotional emails. I'll be honest, even my company does the same thing. Every company is tracking something, right? Because we want to serve our customers and our clients better. So, email marketing. Companies knowing when and if you open their promotional emails. If you opened it, maybe they'll send you another one. If you didn't open it, maybe they won't send you another one. This is an example of tracking, all right? So we have these 3 situations, 3 scenarios: online shopping, social media, and email marketing. All right. Now we have this final term, again, speaking about online privacy. This final term we have is consent. Good. Again, consent. Excellent. Last time after me. Consent. Great job. Now, this term consent, again, is in relation to online privacy. And it literally just refers to permission for something to happen or an agreement to do something, particularly in the context of data collection and usage. Are we giving them permission? Are we saying, yes, I'm okay with you tracking the opens on my email client. I'm okay with you tracking who I'm seeing pictures of online. Again, when you're following, like, oh, I saw a picture of my friend and this other friend. This is her friend group. Facebook is tracking me. I'm okay. I consent to that. Once again, I give permission for you to do that. Make sense? All right. So look at this example sentence using the term consent. Websites are now required to obtain explicit consent from users before collecting personal data. Yes, I agree with this. I'm very happy about this, right? So again, consent, getting permission before something is done. Now, 3 scenarios when this term can be applied, all right? Here's the first scenario. We talked about it a few moments ago. Cookie permissions, all right? Cookie permissions, not the food. Cookie permissions. Now, let me explain this. Websites asking for your permission to collect data about your browsing habits before you can use their services. Now, when you're online, if you go to a website, you'll see something kind of slide up from the bottom or pop up on your screen, and it's asking you to accept. It's saying, hey, we want to track what you're doing on our site. Are you okay with that? Accept or decline. Again, cookie permissions. This is an example of somebody or some website needing your consent or permission. All right. Then we have app permissions. Again, we're speaking about consent and when you can use it. App permissions. All right. App permissions. Now, I want you to think about it like this. A mobile app asking you if it can access your location or your camera or your contact list before you can use certain features within the app. This is an example of getting your consent. You got it? Yes, you're understanding. And then finally, email subscriptions. Email subscriptions, right? Companies can't email you unless they have your permission. All right. So email subscriptions. Now, there are some companies that do email you without the permission, right? They're not getting your consent. But a website asking for your permission before adding you to their newsletter mailing list. Hey, are you okay with us emailing you? We'd love to add you to our newsletter list. This is an example of getting consent. All right. So again, 3 scenarios related to consent. We have cookie permissions on a website, app permissions, and then finally, email subscriptions. So again, we have these terms when you're speaking about online privacy. Now you have 5 terms that you can use like a native English speaker. You have encryption, anonymity, data breach, tracking, and finally, consent. I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson, and I will talk to you in the next one.